oh my gosh, I cannot stand this hair on her like so much. Like honestly, when I saw the previews for this show, I was like, who did that and why? Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm really excited about today's video because we're going to be discussing one of my favorite TV shows, favorite reality TV shows. Okay, like a pioneer in terms of TV shows, in terms of reality TV, I mean, and that is The Real Housewives of Orange County. I don't know about you guys, but I love the Real Housewives franchise. I've been wanting to talk about the Real Housewives in a video for so long, but I just didn't know how to work it into my channel. But then I was like, you know what? One of the big things about Real Housewives is that they always look fabulous, okay? For the most part, their hair is on point, their makeup is on point, like their interviews, the lighting, the background, like I just love it so much. And I've been watching the Real Housewives for like since the beginning, okay? Since the first season of Real Housewives of Orange County. So as of today, the 14th season of the Real Housewives of Orange County, which is the original franchise, is on. So that's what we're gonna discuss today. But if you guys like this video, let me know if you guys want me to do other seasons, because I feel like other seasons, no shade to Real Housewives of Orange County, but I feel like other seasons kind of have like more unique kind of looks. Like I feel like the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, like I feel like there's so much subject matter there, okay? Like there's so much subject matter there, and they all kind of have like different looks, as opposed to Orange County. You know, it's typical Orange County. If you live in Southern California, you know Orange County is like, it's kind of like similar to the area that I live in, like coastal areas. It's just very like blonde, okay, very blonde. But we're gonna discuss today what looks good, what doesn't look good, and then also I'm just gonna generally be a fangirl of the show, because I don't really have anything negative to say except for one girl's hair on this season. It's like, girl, like who did that to you? But anyway, so I'm getting ahead of myself. If you are not subscribed to my channel, please take a moment to subscribe. And if I'm not here, then I'm on Instagram at Brittney Gray. Other than that, let's get into it now. We're gonna go down the list in no particular order. Maybe, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna save my least favorite hair on this season for last. I'm gonna save it for last. We're gonna talk about hair, and then we're just also gonna if you're a fan of the show, then like this is gonna be perfect, because we're gonna talk. And like I watched the show, and I have a couple of friends who watch the show, but I feel like not a lot of people watch it, and I'll kind of want to talk about the Real Housewives, and a lot of people are like, oh no, I don't watch that, it's too much drama. And I'm like, oh my gosh, why? But you know what, one of my friends in my head, Nicole Guerrero, I noticed in her vlog she's always watching Real Housewives, and I feel like you know, as a friend in my head, I feel like we just like connect on that level, because it's like I have seen every episode as well. First person we're going to talk about is Tamra. Now Tamra is an OG cast member. I think, you know what, I don't think she was on the first season. She may have been, or she may have gotten on the second season, but in any case, she's what I consider to be OG, because she's like always been on the show for the most part. I have always been a fan of Tamra's hair for the most part, especially nowadays, especially this season, you guys. Like, okay, so this season she cut her hair like shorter, like shoulder length, and then she has like the like beachy wave going on, and she has like so much dimension in her hair color. I feel like in the past her blonde has been more solid, which I'm not a huge fan of solid blonde. Like, I'm not a huge fan of just solid hair just in general. I just feel like it's just kind of blah. And I feel like a lot of people here in Southern California have, like, in the beach cities, I feel like there's a lot of solid blonde. Like, it's a certain look. If you are from Southern California, then you know. If you're from Southern California and you are a hairdresser, then you know that there's just a certain, like, OC blonde, you know, and I felt like she had that for a long time, but I feel like now her hair is so much more dimensional. And also I love her haircut. It's like super flattering on her, because I can just tell, it's been mentioned on the show, but I can just tell she's like a petite woman, and shorter hair looks better on petite women. Like, it just fits their frame better. And yeah, I'm really like in love with her hair. I think she probably has like my favorite hair this season, I think. But moving on, another one of my favorites, and this is like the real OG, okay, cast member, is Vicki Gunvalson. Vicki is another one of those people where I love Vicki for, okay, so Tamra is my favorite, okay, and then I also like Vicki. I know she's had like her little controversies and stuff like that with Brooks. She's had her little controversies, but she's also one of my favorites because the thing that I like about Vicki is like I love her work ethic. Like I am not like I kind of look up to her in that way as a friend in my head, or like an auntie in my head. You know what I mean? I look up to her in that way because I love how she has her own business and she like actually works at her own business. Outside of doing this show, like she's just like a hard worker, and you could just tell like she loves working. She loves being a business owner. She's like super type A, and that's why I look up to her, and like I love her so much. Now let's talk about her hair. So she's like another person, or she is a person that I could tell that she has her highlight appointment. Like she's one of those clients, like in my head, this is what I imagine. She's one of those clients that has her like standing appointment every like 4 weeks, if that. Her hair has always been on point, always. Like it's just amazing. So in this season, her hair, I love her hair so much in this season because it's like a like long bob kind of, and it's also like the cut of the bob is like very precise. Like Tamra's bob, for instance, is like a little bit longer. It's like, yeah, it's more like a longer bob, if you will. And it's more of like the beachy wave, and like it's not like a precise cut. It has like more texture to it versus and more like movement, layers, things like that. And then Vicki's is more like just clean cut. Do you know what I mean? And I love this look so much on her. And it just looks so good on her face. Like, I stan her hair. Okay, so moving right along. Shannon. So, I have to say, Shannon is one of those people, like, honestly, like, I started off kind of like, whatever. And, oh my gosh, please don't get mad at me. Like, for those Shannon fans out there, like, I'm glad that now she's having her like, glow up or whatever. But for a moment in time, like, I don't know. This is a personal flaw of mine, because sometimes like I just don't like being around people who are always like, not always, but for the most part, they're like kind of like negative and whining and crying all the time. Like, and that's a flaw of mine, because it's like, Brittney, like sometimes people are fucking going through something. Like, stop being a fucking bitch. That was harsh, but sometimes like I need to tell myself that like, Brittney, like she's going through something. And so, but whatever. Again, I will admit that's a personal flaw of mine. But Shannon was one of those people where I'm like, oh my gosh, please stop crying. Like, please stop whining. Like, please, like, you're like, I can't. And like, nobody could tell her anything because she would just start crying. And it's like, I get it. You're going through something. Like, I get it. But at the same time, it's like, pull yourself together. But also it makes for good TV. So anyway, so that's aside from the point of this video. Well, let's talk about hair. So Shannon is one of those people. Her hair, she's like the epitome of Orange County blonde. Like, her hair was just like long, like straight, parted to the side, solid blonde. And I actually like it. Like, oddly I like it, even though I just said that I don't like solid blondes. But there's something I could just tell by looking at her hair. Like, she has a good head of hair. You know, like she has like an easy kind of texture, but I feel like her hair would like blow out nicely too. Like, there are certain textures of hair that like it's like on a low maintenance side, but then also it has a certain like texture or wave to it where like it like blows out nicely, and like you can blow it out and it'll do whatever you want it to do. Like it'll hold a nice curl. Like, I just have a feeling, I don't know, I haven't seen her hair in real life, I haven't touched her hair, but she has like that kind of hair in my opinion, from what I can see. I'm so proud of my girl for like pulling herself together, okay, and like going on her weight loss journey. Like, that's a lot, especially for everything that she dealt with like with her divorce and like her ex having like an affair. Like, that's painful, you guys. Like, that is painful. And then on top of that, for you to be like on TV, like all of that is painful, and it takes a lot to like not crumble up and die, okay? It takes a lot. And so, yeah, I'm proud of her for going on her weight loss journey, because she was like insecure. Like, she was just like very insecure, like very, very insecure. And so I support her like weight loss journey, her glow up journey. Like, she just looks so much happier and also her hair is a little bit better. So I just noticed that her hair has a little bit more dimension in this season. And then also looking at her Instagram here, Instagram is gonna be like, usually it's gonna be more up to date because they probably filmed like last year or something like that, and the show comes out like in the next year, a couple months later. So I feel like on the show, like her hair is longer, but then I checked her Instagram today, and I'm assuming this will probably be her look for like the reunion show. Her hair looks a little bit shorter, which I'm into. Like, okay, so I guess it's like a thing now because I feel like I'm making a connection here. I feel like the Real Housewives are all like kind of cutting their hair shorter. And I'm here for it. Like, I like it. Especially, like, when you get to a certain age, and when you're a woman of a certain age, regardless of how many surgeries or whatever you had, when your hair is just, like, long, when you get to a certain age, like, I feel like the cutoff, it depends on the look, because I don't want to say anything, and then you guys are like, oh my gosh, like, I feel like sometimes I traumatize people by saying this looks good or this doesn't look good. And the thing is, you guys, like, do whatever look you want to do. So don't let me traumatize you into like cutting your hair if you are a woman of a certain age and your hair is long. But all I'm going to say is that sometimes, hashtag not all, sometimes when you are a woman of a certain age, like meaning like 50 and up, I feel like the long hair on you, especially depending on like the color, like you really have to have good, if you're going to have long hair, you really have to have like a really good color job. Okay, like an interesting kind of color job, because I feel like sometimes when it's just long and solid, whether it's like gray or salt and pepper, or whether it's just a solid blonde or brown, I feel like when your hair is like too long, it like ages you even more, which isn't a bad thing. Like aging is like fine and whatever. Like I like the way I look at aging is like I'd rather keep aging than like the alternative, which is like being dead. Okay, so all I'm saying is that when your hair is like super long, it ages you a little bit more. So maybe that's why they're all cutting their hair. I don't know. But all I do know is that Shannon looks better with the shorter hair. And then who knows like what the future holds for her hair and everybody else's hair, and if they're going to get extensions and things like that. But I just like her with the shorter hair and like the more dimension. I love it so much. Oh my gosh. Okay. So let's talk about Kelly. Okay. So Kelly, I feel like Kelly on the Real Housewives of Orange County, I think this is her second season, if not her third season. I think this might be her third season. And she's like the kind of like the bad girl, if you will, of this franchise. I think like the one who like does not hold back what she says, and a lot of what she says is true, but it's like sometimes it's like, oh my gosh, like she will like pop off on you. Okay, like she's the type of woman who like she doesn't care. Okay, she does not care about your feelings for the most part. So yeah, she's one of my favorites. I always like that person who is kind of like that. Like, even in movies, like, even, like, I always like the kind of, like, the villain or, like, the mean girl or, like, you know, I always like that person. I feel like they just add a certain, like, even if I wouldn't necessarily want to be their friend in real life, although I would want to be her friend. But you know what I mean? Like, even though I know of their bad qualities, there's something about them there's something that I feel like they bring to the show. Like, they make life a little bit more interesting, right? Yeah, so, Kelly. I am feeling the bangs. Like, I love the bangs on her this season. And as a matter of fact, when I first saw her on the season premiere, I was kind of like, oh my gosh, should I cut bangs for myself? And then I'm like, no, I would look like a freaking pumpkin, honestly. Like, I can't have bangs. Like, I cannot have straight across bangs. Like, no. Like, my head will look like a fucking pumpkin. But anyway, I love the bangs on her. Like, she has a perfect face shape for it. I love her face shape, like, just in general, as a matter of fact. Like, I love her skin. I love her teeth. Oh my, like, you guys know when I got braces, I think I told you guys that I pay attention to teeth a lot more now. And, like, Kelly has teeth goals right there. Coming 2020, okay? I will have teeth goals coming 2020. Just wait on it. But yes, I pay attention to teeth a lot more now, and Kelly is teeth goals. Like, I love her teeth so much. I love her bone structure. I love her skin. I love her nose. Like, I just, like, love her face. And I'm the type of person to, like, not just, like, I'll look at somebody and be like, oh, they're pretty, but, like, I kind of go in and I'm like, these are the things that I like about your face. Like, I will, like, dissect why I like somebody's face. But yeah, I really like her face. And yes, I love this hair on her. And then also there was, like, a scene where I think she was at a restaurant with Shannon Beador. They made up, apparently, where her hair was, like, mildly frizzy. And like, I kind of like that. And I mentioned like so many times before, like, you guys, I am not opposed to frizz. Like, there's something about it sometimes. I don't know, there's something about it that like appeals to me. I don't know why, I don't know the science behind it, but there's something, and I'm sure like she didn't intend for her hair to be frizzy because it looks like her hair was like kind of blown out, but I kind of liked it. But yes, I love the bangs on her. And also I love her highlights so much. I love that she's a brunette. Like, I love that she is a brunette. I would never want her to go blonde ever, ever, ever. Like, I don't know, I just wouldn't feel that personally. I just would not want her to go blonde. And actually there's a couple other girls on here who I'm going to mention that I don't want to be blonde ever. But I don't mind the blonde highlights on her. Actually, I love it so much. But yeah, I love her hair so much. I just love her look. Like, I can just tell she's just freaking like, I feel like she and I would be like really good friends, but I wouldn't ever want to get in a fight with her. Do you guys know what I mean? Like, she's the type of person, like, don't get me wrong, like, she's the type of person where it's like, if I were to get in a fight with her, like, I know I could hold my own, but I just don't want to go there with somebody like her because, like, I just don't want to. It's like, do you guys know what I'm talking about? Like, there's certain people or certain friends that you might have where it's like, you just know that the fight would not be good. For either one, like, the fight would not be good. So it's like, let me just never, ever, ever get in a fight with you because, like, I just don't want to go there with you. Clearly, I have invested a lot of my energy into thinking about this. Let's talk about Emily. Emily is another one of those people that I would never, ever want to be blonde ever, 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 ever. So she's always had, like, highlights in her brown hair, but I feel like this season she's had even more highlights. And I like that she has like these pieces around her face that are like very blonde. I love that so much. And then also I love her makeup. Like, her makeup, I feel like, yeah, like, I feel like in every scene, like, her makeup is on point. Okay, moving right along to the new cast member, Braunwyn. I can't really say that much about her right now because, like, I'm only like, what, like 2-3 episodes in, and, you know, her hair is cute or whatever. I can't tell you guys exactly, like, how I feel about her. She's cute. I like her hair. I like her. I love this tone on her. It's, like, very ashy. It goes, like, perfect with her blue eyes. But again, there's not, like, much, like, her, to me, like, her look right now, it's good, it's great, it's perfect, but it's not like groundbreaking just because I don't have any history on her. And then on top of that, her look is very Orange County. Her look is very Newport Nancy. Okay, like, it's very much that. Which is no shade, because every region across the United States has like certain looks or certain styles that are in style. And so it's no shade, but there's not like much that I could say about her right now. But what she's doing right now, like the long blonde hair, it's definitely working for her. The tones go with her very well and looks beautiful on her. Okay, so let me get to the last cast member, and she's the one who truly inspired me to do this video on the Real Housewives of Orange County, and that is Gina. Gina, girl. First of all, let me say, like, Gina, to me, Gina's like a friend in my head. Like, she's one of those people where it's like, I would want to be her friend. I would want to be her friend. She seems like a girl's girl. She seems like she would be a good friend, you know? Like, and she's always standing up for somebody. She's very real. She's very authentic, okay? Now, okay, so let's talk about her hair, though. So, girl, Gina, to me, kind of reminds me of, like, one of those girls who doesn't quite have, like, a style. And I will like, myself, like, I can say that I'm, like, kind of one of those people. Like, I don't necessarily, like, I don't really know much about fashion. Like, I don't know how to, like, I can look at an item like, oh, I like this pair of pants. I like this top. I like this. But I don't necessarily know how to put things together. And my style is very, like, casual. Like, I like wearing jeans, crop tops, Vans, hoodies, you know, hats, sunglasses. Like, I like things like that, but I'm not like a fashionista kind of person, you know? And I feel like Gina, however, you know what? I will give myself credit because I feel like when I dress up, like, I clean up very freaking well, okay? Like, don't get it twisted. Like, give me a dress and some heels, and I'm going to beat my face and do my hair. Like, I'm going to look fucking on point, okay? Like, I will give myself credit for that. But I feel like Gina is one of those people, okay, I feel like everybody knows somebody like this, right? Or you have a friend like this or a sister or something like that, where it's like, she just looks awkward, like, when she wears heels. Like, I feel like Gina is one of those people where she just looks awkward in the things that she wears. And I feel like it's kind of like, okay, well, I mean, I don't know, like, oh my gosh, this is going to sound so mean, but I want you guys to know what I'm talking about. I just feel like she's, like, very, like, okay, like, my stylist picked this out, or maybe she doesn't even have a stylist, I don't freaking know, but I feel like she'll look at an object like, okay, this is a cute dress, this is cute makeup, this is cute, like, I'm gonna put this hair color on, I'm gonna throw these heels on, but it's not necessarily, like, the best color for her, the best cut for her. You know, like, she strikes me as one of those people that, like, don't know how to walk in heels. Do you know what I mean? Have you ever been at a club, or else, like, you go out with a group of friends, and I feel like there's always that one friend, not naming any names, but there are certain girls who just do not look like they know how to walk in heels. Like, yes, they're walking, yes, they're standing, like, yes, they're, you know, they're mobile, but I just feel like they're, like, one step away from tumbling over. Gina strikes me as that. Like, I feel like she doesn't quite have, like, a good fit in terms of, like, her style. Okay, so I say all that for, like, context for what I'm gonna say now. Okay, so with that said, her hair in this season, like, okay, at least her hair, like, in her interview kind of scenes versus, like, her scenes where she's just, like, living her life, which I'm just, based off of her look, I'm assuming they, like, film everything, and then after they'll, like, do the interviews, like, where it's, like, clips of them kind of discussing what's going on in that scene. Do you know what I mean? Okay, so I feel like her hair and her, like, interview clips is fucking horrible. Pardon my language, but seriously, like, it looks, oh my gosh, I cannot stand this hair on her, like, so much. Like, honestly, when I saw the previews for this show, I was like, who did that, and why did you do that for her hair? Like, did she ask for that, or did somebody suggest that? It looks like she, like, bleached her hair like a double processed blonde, but, like, she didn't tone it. And it's just, like, so solid. Like, I hate it so much. I don't know. Like, I'm looking at her Instagram now, and I'm looking at her profile picture, and it's like, I could see how that could work in a way. Like, okay, like, if I didn't know anything about her, if I didn't know about any, like, if I did not know her lifestyle, if I did not, I mean, I honestly don't know her like that, but you know what I mean? Like, based on what I see on the show, if I did not know anything about her, I would just look at her and think, like, oh, she's, like, a, you know, like, the Playboy bunny type. But the thing is, like, I just feel like that's not her. So I feel like the hair doesn't go with her. Not only that, just, like, the color, in my opinion, just does not look good. Like, I do not like this platinum blonde on her. Like, I can't even stand it. But especially in her interview pictures, like, it does not, in her interview videos, it just does not, like, go with her skin tone or anything like that. And she's, I mean, I think the last season was her first season. And in her first season, every time she was on screen, honestly, I looked at her and I just thought, like, she's not meant to be that blonde. Like, she's just one of those people, like, she either needs a different tone of blonde, like a deeper level blonde. She needs to be a brunette. She needs to be brunette and, like, I just did not, like, her hair and her just did not, like, make sense to my brain. Like, my brain could not, like, compute. Like, it just wasn't, I wasn't making a connection, okay? And then this season, when she bleached her hair even more blonde and, like, I guess did or did not tone it, and then the extensions, like, it's like, fuck, like, why? And you guys, I know it seems like I'm going in right now, and, like, and I also don't want to, you guys, like, I don't like talking about, like, either reality stars or celebrities in a way where, like, oh, who cares, they're just a celebrity, they're not gonna give a fuck about what I'm saying. Because if one of them came across this video and, like, felt like I was, like, I wouldn't want to make anybody feel bad, even if they will never see this video ever, which they probably won't. But I'm not speaking to you guys about the person. I'm just talking about the hair, you guys. And I'm sure somebody could roast me, but please don't. Okay, no, seriously, on a serious note, like, yeah, like, the way that I'm talking is, like, very, I feel like I'm being a little bit harsh, but at the same time, it's like, I'm passionate about hair. And, like, this is just the way that I talk, okay? So if you guys, like, stick with me, just stick with me here. Anyway, yeah. So this season, just her extensions, her like platinum blonde hair that needs to be toned. But then also like during the scene when she was at Emily's house, when they were on the sofa talking about how Gina's husband had an affair and things like that, like I was looking at her, like her blonde hair there and her skin, and I was like, okay, this is better. Like it was very like beigey. Like she needs like a different, like she needs to be beige. Because otherwise, like her blonde needs to have a beige tone to it. Otherwise, she looks extremely freaking washed out. And it's like, you might as well just dye your hair brown. Like, just go to your natural color and just, like, be a brunette or something, because it's not working for you otherwise. But yeah, when she was on the couch and she was, like, talking to Emily, I was like, oh my gosh, like, like, the beige tones on her, like, are, like, so pretty. Like, that blonde was, like, so pretty. I feel like it was, like, a level 8 or something, like beigey kind of blonde, and it might have been a level 9 like beigey kind of blonde, but it was just so like it almost gave her like just a glow. Like she had like a certain aura around her. Like she just looked very like lit from within, and it was like so beautiful. And I was just like, oh my gosh, like please stick with that. Like please go to your stylist. Look, Gina, if you're watching this, I love you. This is like, I'm not trying to be mean at all, or Gina's stylist, if you're watching this too, I'm not trying to be mean at all, but please tone her hair to be like a little bit darker, or put like some like low lights in it, and then like make it more beigey. Like make it beigey. Like that just looks better on her skin. Like she's an olive kind of girl. She's an olive girl. Okay? And I'm not feeling the platinum at all. Like at all. Like at freaking all. But I love you. I love all the Real Housewives, okay, for the most part. Let me like, is there anybody that I don't like? I mean, there are a couple of people, so, but I just love the Real Housewives of Orange County just because, like, it's one of my favorite franchises. I have a couple of favorites, but I watch them all, okay, girl? Anyway, that is it for this video. If you guys want me to do kind of like a reacting to or critiquing of other seasons, then let me know. You guys know how much I love talking about hair. Like, I love talking about hair so much, and I just feel like the Real Housewives franchise, like their looks are just so iconic. Like there's so many freaking iconic looks on the whole franchise. Like I love it so much. I love it so much. So yes, if you guys want to see more of these videos, then leave me a comment down below and let me know. Also hit thumbs up, so that way it helps me out with the YouTube algorithm, which is like so annoying because it changes all the time. But yeah, hit thumbs up, share this video, leave a comment down below. And again, if I am not here, I'm on Instagram at Brittney Gray. Other than that, you guys will see me in my next video, and I will see you guys in the comments. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.